All games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, New York Rangers take on the Minnesota Wild at 7 p.m. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91, Internet 938, Wild on Internet 933. Philadelphia Flyers take on the Seattle Kraken at 7 p.m. Flyers on XM219 Internet 940, Kraken on Internet 943. Montreal Canadiens take on the Buffalo Sabres at 7:30 p.m. Canadiens on XM220 Internet 934, Sabres on Internet 922. Calgary Flames face the Winnipeg Jets at 9:30 p.m. Flames on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 923, Jets on Internet 951. Vegas Golden Knights face the Carolina Hurricanes at 10 p.m. Knights on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 949, Hurricanes on Internet 924. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Monday, October the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, New York Rangers take on the Minnesota Wild at 7 p.m. Rangers on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 938, Wild on Internet 933. Philadelphia Flyers take on the Seattle Kraken at 7 p.m. Flyers on XM219 Internet 940, Kraken on Internet 943. Montreal Canadiens take on the Buffalo Sabres at 7:30 p.m. Canadiens on XM220 Internet 934, Sabres on Internet 922. Calgary Flames face the Winnipeg Jets at 9:30 p.m. Flames on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 923, Jets on Internet 951. Vegas Golden Knights face the Carolina Hurricanes at 10 p.m. Knights on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 949, Hurricanes on Internet 924. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
Former NHL head coach Iron Mike Keenan came on the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, and he was asked about the long Alexei Kovalev shift during his time in New York, and he shared his side of the story about the skilled offensive talent that was Kovalev.
The Alexei Kovalev shift. I've heard 7 minutes. I've heard 9 minutes. Hey, you stay out there. You kind of figure it out. Describe to us what went into that. How long was a shift? Certainly Kovalev was a talent, that's for sure, but he was a bit of an enigma.
Super talent.
Yes.
And talented people sometimes are elusive. And Alex, I try to explain to him, you're getting 20 minutes, and I don't want the shifts to be 1 minute, so you have 20 shifts. I'm going to give you 40 shifts at 30 seconds so you can build the intensity up. Understand? Yeah, I understand, Mike. Goes out there. Of course, it's a minute and a half. I said, now, Alex, the guy that's supposed to be playing behind you just missed his shift because now we're going to the next rotation. You're out there for 2 rotations. Okay, Michael. So, again, next thing, does it again. So I said, oh, my God. So I said, okay, guys, this time when he comes back to the bench, he's now going to overextend his shift. He's going to be a little tired. Don't open the doors. He comes over and I said, get out. He thinks I love him now. Get back out there, I said. So then he comes over again. And now I said, guys, he's going to want to climb into the bench because he's done. I said, when he comes over, puts his leg up, push him back out. And they pushed him, but now they are laughing on the bench. This is in New York City. Right during the game. Back there. So Alex figures it out. He scores a goal in the middle of this shift.
Wow.
He gets himself a rest. Stays out there. Finishes the period. So I think it's about 9 minutes. I walk off the bench. I said, Mess, explain it to him, will you, please? He said, I will. Don't worry. I'll look after it. So as a result, we fast forward now to the playoffs in Game 6, playing New Jersey. In the Jersey series, I double shifted him. When he had to come back, and he was electrifying. Mess got the 3 goals, but Alex was a horse. And it's very talented, powerful. And the problem was he was so efficient that he could stay out, but he didn't grasp the concept of just picking up the intensity. You could see him. He could dangle and hang onto the puck and nobody could take it from him. He was resting while he was out there.
So in essence, it was a bit of a training ground for what was to come against the Devils at the most important time.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it turned out to be a good lesson for him, because that's what he did in that game. 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I just said, Alex, I'm going to double shift you. Get ready. Don't be out too long.
That was former NHL head coach Iron Mike Keenan in conversation with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin for the morning skate on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. That's Sirius XM Channel 91.
Sirius XM has soccer covered end to end. Sirius XM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's Sirius XM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Monday, October the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, New York Rangers take on the Minnesota Wild at 7 p.m. Rangers on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 938, Wild on Internet 933. Philadelphia Flyers take on the Seattle Kraken at 7 p.m. Flyers on XM219 Internet 940, Kraken on Internet 943. Montreal Canadiens take on the Buffalo Sabres at 7:30 p.m. Canadiens on XM220 Internet 934, Sabres on Internet 922. Calgary Flames face the Winnipeg Jets at 9:30 p.m. Flames on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 923, Jets on Internet 951. Vegas Golden Knights face the Carolina Hurricanes at 10 p.m. Knights on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 949, Hurricanes on Internet 924. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Monday, October the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, New York Rangers take on the Minnesota Wild at 7 p.m. Rangers on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 938, Wild on Internet 933. Philadelphia Flyers take on the Seattle Kraken at 7 p.m. Flyers on XM219 Internet 940, Kraken on Internet 943. Montreal Canadiens take on the Buffalo Sabres at 7:30 p.m. Canadiens on XM220 Internet 934, Sabres on Internet 922. Calgary Flames face the Winnipeg Jets at 9:30 p.m. Flames on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 923, Jets on Internet 951. Vegas Golden Knights face the Carolina Hurricanes at 10 p.m. Knights on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 949, Hurricanes on Internet 924. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
Former Buffalo Sabres head coach Don Granato was on the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to talk about how different today's athletes are, as well as what it's been like to watch Austin Matthews grow.
It's really a switch in the last 10 years. The first birth year I had at the national team program was 95 birth year. So it was JT Compher, Tyler Mott, that group. You have them for 2 years, so the next birth year coming in was the 97s, which was prolific. It was Austin Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk and McAvoy and Hanifin and Werenski. And I remember talking to the coaches back then that this birth year is way different than the 95 birth year. And this summer, ironically, I picked up a book that titled The Anxious Generation. And I thought it was very well documented, and the author used the iPhone. And the iPhone came out in 2008 or 6, somewhere in that range. But social media didn't hit hard on the iPhone, where you could rate a kid's looks if you're a high school student. And so judging other people on a social media app on the iPhone was about 2013. And so now you think about all these kids going to high school, and we never had this. They can be made fun of on social media. They don't even know it, and they're walking out of a classroom and people are laughing. Yeah. So it's a different world we all live in, because we're all criticized and compared to more and faster. And with that, you need to balance that with support. And I think, lots of coaches that have gone, that I watch around the league in the NHL, there's a lot of great coaches and a lot of good young coaches that are really good at that. The X's and O's, I say to people, are easy now. When the X's and O's are a very simple part of hockey. It's connecting with people and getting people motivated and excited. And that's changed dramatically. X's and O's became big when video hit the computer. You could watch 100 or 1,000 forechecks over and over and over and say, okay, these are the key components on a forecheck. And so, you didn't have to be in the NHL to become better at that. So that's the easy part. I just can't imagine doing this or that I did it. I called Brian Matthews one time in Austin's U17 year. And I said, Brian, I said, do you have any idea how good your son is? And his reply was, no. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you, what is this conversation? And I had to explain to him, and I said, I think this is what's going to happen in Austin. I said, you honestly have to prepare for your life to become very chaotic and crazy. And lo and behold, he gets drafted in Toronto instead of some different market. And we know how crazy it can be here.
Oh yeah.
But and then the last thing I'll say on it is I remember leading up to the draft, lots of people said, can he handle Toronto? And I thought, absolutely, no problem. And the biggest thing for me is when a young player comes in the league, and we talked about it earlier, if they're a -2 or 3 and they have a really tough night, you get to know how they're going to respond. And some that breaks their confidence, and maybe they need a stint in the AHL. You got to get them out of the pressure. But Austin was so good that if that happened, and when it's happened in his career, it doesn't hurt his confidence. He knows that he's in that category of player that I know I can redeem myself just get me to the next game now. And they can do, the best players can do that. And that's a different echelon of player at the NHL level that can do that. So if you look at the top players in the NHL, their confidence is not going to break. The guys right under that, they have a bad night. They may not want that next game.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information for the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
I'm Frank Track.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is presented by Lenovo and is brought to you by Pepsi, Spectrum, UNC Health, Vector Security, North Carolina Education Lottery, Harris Teeter, Kia, and Cardinal Apparel. You're listening to the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
If you pay any attention to the odds makers, the Carolina Hurricanes are the betting favorites to win the Stanley Cup. And if you do place any value on that, then the back half of this deep-fried State Fair road trip will be one potential finals preview after another. Hi, everyone. I am Adam Gold. And tonight we are on the Las Vegas Strip, whatever I just tried to say, to take on the Golden Knights. The team, the guys in the desert, feel is the fourth best team in the West. At 9.5 to 1, Vegas is that fourth choice in a loaded Western Conference, but they're off to a great start. They added the premier available piece in free agency in Mitch Marner and have yet to suffer a regulation loss. It is a stacked squad that stands between the Canes and a sixth consecutive win to open the season. And consider this. We all know that Seth Jarvis is off to a great start. 6 goals, 4 of them game winners. That happens to be an NHL record. And 8 total points as Carolina has jumped out to that 5-0 record. But Golden Knights center Jack Eichel is hotter than the outdoor pool at the Mandalay Bay. 5 goals, 15 points in their 4-0-2 start. Meanwhile, Canes are dealing with bumps and bruises all up and down the lineup, and it is keeping out Jacob Slavin, who did not start the Western Sojourn road trip, and now they are minus Shane Gostisbehere, who left Saturday's game in Los Angeles with a lower body injury. There is no timetable for his return, and that means we will see the NHL debut of Charles Alexis Legault, a 6'4" defenseman who was drafted in the 5th round in 2023. He has earned the right to be here, and let's see how he does. Back with lineups and more as we count you down a puck drop. This is Canes Hockey on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate down to 4.99% APR? Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days. Pay off all those high-interest credit cards and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. One call, life changed. There's no wait, no hard credit pull up front. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates are at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto, A+ rated with the BBB and nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
There's no time like fair time, y'all. The 2025 NC State Fair runs October 16th to 26th in Raleigh and is jam-packed with fun for the whole family. Come enjoy tasty eats, free entertainment, livestock competitions, giant pumpkins, nightly fireworks, and so much more. This year's NC State Fair is the event you can't miss. Bring your friends, bring your family, and make memories that you'll be talking about till next year. Get your tickets today at ncstatefair.org.
Adam Gold inside of our network studios as we get ready for the Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. Obviously, when you start the season 5-0, there's a lot to the good. Carolina has seen 13 different names in the goal column already this year. 13! And that's without Nikolai Ehlers or Andrei Svechnikov being among them. I also have 4 defensemen who have hit the score sheet. And a defense which has only allowed 11 goals, thanks in part to a penalty kill that has turned away 13 of 15 enemy power plays. 2 streaks of note, both Seth Jarvis and Sebastian Aho have at least 1 point in every game so far this season. I know everybody's stoked for the lineups, but who will not play tonight, and injuries and scratches are brought to you by UNC Health, official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes. Jacob Slavin, Shane Gostisbehere, Pyotr Kochetkov, all out with lower body issues. Forward Mark Jankowski is the lone healthy extra. Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Nikolai Ehlers. Aho, 6 goals, 13 career games. Jarvis, 5 goals, 7 career games. And Ehlers also has 5 career goals in 15 starts against Vegas. Logan Stankoven joined by Jackson Blake and Taylor Hall. Jordan Stahl's line with Will Carey and Jordan Martinook and Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Eric Robinson, and Andrei Svechnikov. Keandre Miller and Sean Walker. Jalen Chatfield and Alexander Nikishin. Veteran Mike Riley will skate with rookie Charles Alexis Legault. Freddie Anderson gets the start. Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy will take it from here. Hurricanes in Vegas against the Golden Knights. This is Canes Hockey on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Ready for your next ride? Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford has the newer used car you've been dreaming of, plus state-of-the-art service and collision centers. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. 3 great brands, 1 trusted name. Visit today or at wilkinsoncars.com.
Lenovo is celebrating 20 years of calling the Triangle home and empowering local education partners, helping them foster learning opportunities that'll inspire next-generation innovators. At Lenovo, we're shaping today and tomorrow using smarter technology for all.
Fall is here, and so are the savings at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. During our Drive into Fall event, get 20% off any new 2025 Ram 1500. That's right, 20% off one of the toughest trucks on the road. Nothing stops Ram. Or take advantage of 0% APR for 72 months. See dealer for details. You choose how you save, so get off your keister and get to Heister. No one in this area has a better selection to choose from. John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington.
Look down the iconic Las Vegas Strip, where tonight the Canes want to keep their hot hand going. 5-0-0 as they get ready to take on the Golden Knights, and Frederick Anderson on the season. 3-0-0, 2.27 goals against average, and coming off of a outstanding performance Thursday in Anaheim. Vegas, it'll be Aiden Hill, 1-0-2 on the season, but a sub-3 goals against average. For Carolina, you can take a look at this road trip milestones for Seth Jarvis, and then the captain. Goals 300 and 301 in Los Angeles. He'll start it out here against the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Canes will come up with a puck, and it'll go out of play. 6 seconds into this one trip as Carolina, we've talked about it a little bit more, but what does Rod Brendamore's group really have to do early on against this Vegas team?
Well, I mean, you just want this game, as Rod mentioned in Hurricanes Live, to be played at 5-on-5. No Mark Stone for Vegas on a lethal power play, but they still have all sorts of weaponry. Don't take any unnecessary penalties.
As we get a closer look at Jalen Chatfield, Carolina doing a good job of bottling up Vegas. This line continues to play. Hockey, I would say north-south, but they are always in the opponent's zone, it feels like right now. As behind the net it goes, Carolina looking to make a play. They scored 12 seconds into L.A. Now Chatfield shot that, whistles right past Hill's net. Rebound collected, and this will just be flung all the way down, but it's going to be on Anderson, so no icing. Both teams can make a change.
Early chance there because McNabb, a defenseman, had lost a stick. Sissons wisely gave it to the defenseman, as you often see. So it really became a brief power play for Carolina.
Now Aho is trying to avoid that broken stick of McNabb. Vegas will get a chance to work this one out, but only as far as the Canes' blue line. Walker cuts off his man. What work DeAndre Miller and Sean Walker have been doing in the early portion of the season with the heavy minutes and high leverage situations they've had to play for Carolina with the injuries on the blue line. There's a good stick deflecting this puck into the benches, and with that trip, the keys to the game tonight.
Well, they open the season with a 6-game winning streak north in the neutral zone. The Stahl line has epitomized that, being direct against a team that can transition like Vegas, and as I already mentioned, stay out of the box. You look at the majority of the Stahl line's success, it's because they've played north. They've been direct in the neutral zone. That's how you create team speed.
Now, team speed has really been something on display for Carolina right here, and here's Jackson Blake showing off the speed, coming in on a break, backhand chance. Hill makes the save, and scooping it up is White Cloud as Carolina couldn't get to the rebound. Right on cue trip. Again, do you give the keys to the team? Because this is the second time this has happened. Right after you've unleashed them.
Heck of a burst of speed from Jackson Blake.
I take your silence as a yes. Here comes Taylor Hall with it. Back up for Chatfield. Canes moving it around. Here's Blake. Blake centering it for Stankoven. He turns where the shot is deflected. I'll try to follow his own rebound. Picked up by Tomas Hertl. Hertl is on a bit of a heater. A 3-game goal streak coming into this one. Chatfield with a great play in the middle of the rink. Ehlers. He'll knock it in. Now Stankoven with a shot. Hill swats at it. Rebound comes free. And it's Svechnikov with it. Svechnikov. He'll go rink wide. His shot, that is put right onto Hill's pads. He'll knock it into the corner. Canes right back to it. Charles Alexis Legault making his NHL debut. Just got his first NHL shot on goal. And now he'll work this one quickly up to his defensive partner, Mike Riley. As a veteran playing with a rookie here tonight. And the Canes will change up. Vegas trying to catch him, and that low drive is put on, and that's kicked away by Anderson on the Riley Smith offering. Now Vegas trying to get some attack time out in front, looking for Carlson. Loose puck swatted at, and the Canes, Code Kaniemi gets it over the blue line, and now continuing the attack is Robinson. Carolina, they'll send this in deep. Robinson off the boards, low to high. Walker back for Robinson. Robinson with a drive out in front with traffic and knocked down in front. Right idea. And this puck will carry him all the way back, as it was Walker who got out in front of the net.
Do you see how much bigger the zone becomes when Robinson goes low to high so quickly? With traffic in front, that's Hurricanes hockey. You just make the zone bigger and tougher to defend.
Bigger and tougher right on cue. It's Stahl. And Nikishin to Chatfield. Chatfield shot deflected. This was a pairing that did play together that final preseason game in Nashville, so there is a bit of familiarity there. And this puck is broken up in front of the net.
Good stick from Nikishin. He's been sound away from the puck so far in his rookie season.
That's one of the things that you're looking for somebody trying to adapt to how the Canes play. How is he away from the puck? And he has been very good and only going to get better as the year moves on.
And he had that tough turnover with the puck leading to a breakaway late in the game in LA, but Tim Gleason stuck with him.
And here's Nikolai Ehlers out in front looking for Jarvis. As Ehlers still looking for his first point on the campaign. And a friendly reminder to people, just because Ehlers isn't on the stat sheet with points doesn't mean he hasn't had a hand in some of the goals. Now it's Barbashev carrying it in, and Anderson makes the save. A chance there developing out of nowhere for Brandon Saad, who's had a long and storied career in the NHL. And now this will be offside on Carolina with 15:07 left here in the first.
Couple of chances at both ends here in the early going, and Blake does a heck of a job. I think he could have easily thought Jackson was going to his forehand. Jackson played quick release. This line was good in the third period against LA. They build on that, and that's Freddie Anderson just a step ahead of the play on Saad. That's his veteran IQ, who's already in motion from left to right, anticipating the move.
And this will be icing on Vegas. And with that, update us on the injuries and scratches, Trip.
Canes are 5-0, and I mean, key pieces out of the lineup. Of course, the Kingpin, Jacob Slavin, not on the trip. Rod Bernard said that Shane Goss is going back home to get the rehab that he needs with that lower body injury. Kochetkov not on the trip, and Jankowski has played solidly in 2 games of the trip.
There's a win back for Nikishin as Stankoven took the draw, and that's winged away by Hill. Behind the net, Blake trying to work it free. It'll be worked out for Hurdle. Goes across the ring. Goes on. His offering will find its way to the far boards. Vegas trying to put some pressure on here. In the corner, getting a shove is Garfield. He's off to an outstanding start with 6 goals on the campaign. Carolina can't clear. Sent out in front. Anderson with a monstrous save. Getting across on Lozano, jumped in. A great setup from Mitch Marner, the import from Toronto. Now here's Hall. This will be dropped back. Hurdle coming the other way. And that's going to be sent to the wide side of Anderson's net.
Mitch Marner is one of Frederick Anderson's good friends from their time at Toronto. I think he read the fact that Marner, of course, a playmaking genius, was going to move, not shoot that puck. Super stop.
And Marner in his last 3 games, stripped 2 goals, 4 assists, really starting to find his footing here in Vegas. Carlson with it as the Canes can't clear. Looking for a redirect off of Legault. Carolina will just chip this one right out. And a quick reload for Vegas. Hustling in, drop back on the pass. That'll be intercepted. Trying to find Smith. 1 pass too many for Vegas. Canes gain center ice. This will be working to the Vegas zone. You see Braden McNabb up close as he moves this puck. And now it's Vegas. Chipping this one in deep again. Keandre Miller. Get some help from Carrier. Miller was spilled. Spinning shot side of the net. Anderson gets a body. Canes getting sticks to it as well. This one's chipped and worked in. A lot of chipping along the boards here. Good play for both sides. Carrier muscles it, but throws it back out over the blue line as the Canes were finishing the change. Stahl will have this one lifted. He's coming up with a puck is Olisar. Behind the net. Olisar will scoop it free. Off the boards, but he'll give it away. And now Carolina can run. Coming into the zone, trying to cut across and unable to get the full handle is Nikolai Ehlers. His puck goes into the corner.
Started with a solid play defensively, winger on defenseman. Ehlers to create that chance just inside his own blue line.
Chipped. Can Chatfield keep it in? No, we can't. Carolina needs to tag up. 12:25 remaining here in the first period. Aho had it, but Vegas will settle it and take it away. McNabb's pass up for Saad. That's a nice play by Chatfield to deflect it off the boards back into the Vegas zone.
I thought Chatfield was a real stabilizing influence late in regulation. I already consider him a veteran to get that thing to overtime in L.A.
One of the things that you're looking for is that as it moves on, as this is iced by Carolina with 11:58 left here in the first.
Anderson has made 2 excellent stops. He would have known that's Mitch Marner. That's his buddy. And he knows a pass is coming. And so he got a head start on the movement across and makes a terrific save look pretty routine on a pinching defenseman.
Caden Korzak jumping in on that play. You know, that's one of the things that Chip will always ask is if somebody has a book or they were teammates, you know, do you have who has the advantage?
You can see Freddie took a look up. He knew that was Marner, and he knew it was going to be a pass, not a shot.
There's the work for Carolina. Jarvis gets this one in, trying to find Aho. Played it back to the point, but Miller couldn't keep it in. Barbashev will drop this one. Here's Jack Eichel. Eichel makes a move out in front, and Carolina is able to stick that one away as Ehlers jumps all the way back into the play to help out his defense.
And prior to that, a nice job filling. Miller got caught. Walker came back through the middle, back checking with a purpose to own the middle.
Assad with it, sent out in front, they'll score, it's deflected in. And Jack Eichel continues to pile up the points for the Vegas Golden Knights in the early going. It's 1-0 Vegas, 11:18 left here in the first.
Friendly fire off of Miller's stick. Miller was trying to do his job, taking away the pass. Frederick Anderson anticipating it's going to go clean through. Saad starts it all off of Miller's tape and into the net. The red hot Jack Eichel. That's his 16th point of the season.
And he leads the NHL coming into this one tonight, Trip. With 15 points, now 16 points, 6 goals, 10 assists. Canes will turn to the stall line for the bump-up shift. They'll get this deep.
And Vegas, even though they're off to a good start, they've trailed in a lot of games. Their first real lead was their win here Saturday against Calgary.
Goes on, moves this one around the zone. Marner with it. He'll play it. It's out in front, and that is looking for the redirection, but unable to get to it is Hurdle. Or Fia with a nice pass there, and this is going to be icing on Carolina.
Stanley Cup winning coach here in Vegas, Bruce Cassidy, has to be quite happy with the start. I mean, just a freak injury to his captain, Mark Stone, on Saturday night. Stone's had a bunch of those freak injuries, and he's week to week. And after the initial Hurricanes push, his team has played with a good amount of pace here in the first 10 minutes.
Come into the game 4-0-2, 2-0-1 here at T-Mobile Arena, the place they dug the Fortress. Off of a draw. Marner was dumped. Carolina will chip this one right back into the Vegas zone. Canes will change up. Vegas following suit. Taylor Hall drops it back. Let go. Up for Stankoven. Into the Vegas zone. Get a look there. Carlson taking a seat. Canes with a shot. Nikishin let it go. And Hill is hurt. Aiden Hill is lying down in his crease. That stops play with 10:06 left here in the first.
Hall was legally outside the crease in front with a net front, and Schmidt, who has played at times against Carolina, probably getting himself loose as Hill is being attended to. Taylor Hall has done a nice job getting to the front of the net and winning the box out on White Cloud. Yeah, it had nothing to do with any contact with Taylor. He just lunged forward and probably felt something, one would think, in the knee area.
He is being looked at right now. And it looks like he is going to be helped off by his teammates. 10:06 left in the first. Vegas leads Carolina 1-0. Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year, 100,000.
With the backhand, just didn't get it up high enough. And then Freddie Anderson with a big save in tight.
Carolina can't clear. Sent out front. Anderson with a monstrous save. Getting across on Lozano, who jumped in. A great setup from Mitch Marner, the import from Toronto.
And Tripp informed us that Marner and Anderson are buddies, in which case it probably makes this Anderson stop on Marner that much sweeter.
Set out in front, but knocked down by Blake. Now another chance. Marner waiting, and Anderson pokes it away from Mitch Marner, and Carolina wants to run.
And he dragged that left leg at the last second, too, did Anderson.
Freddie played pretty well, yet 2 goals are on the board. If the Canes can put the biscuit in the basket on the power play and they will start the second period on 1, you can stop by any participating Bojangles until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Say, I'm a Caniac and it's Bo time. Get your free Bowberry biscuit. Skate to hurricanes.com for rules and participating locations. We'll talk things over with Walt Ruff next.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Adam Gold inside of our network studios. Hurricanes trailing the Vegas Golden Knights 2-0. It is time to check things out with our friend Walt Ruff. Hurricanes.com. Content maestro, wizard of the keyboard. Sir, Hurricanes down two goals for the first time all year. Do you remember the last time they trailed after a period?
First period against Philadelphia, or
yes, very good.
Before they got out of one.
Yeah, very good.
I admit, I had to look that one up. I wasn't sure that they had trailed by 2 yet this season, so I went back and looked when they did trail. So I'll take my gold star for that.
Very nice. You get definitely 100. A little smiley face as well. It looked like Carolina had a couple of really good opportunities early. Jackson Blake, I didn't realize he was that fast. I knew he was quick, but he showed just an absolute bolt of lightning down the left side. Nearly beat then Aiden Hill with the backhand.
Yeah, the Canes have done a really nice job, especially their wingers using their speed to the outside of Vegas's defense. They've got a couple big boys back there, but obviously it's easier for the wingers along the wall to keep their momentum going into the zone. Nikolai Ehlers had a couple nice bursts along the outside to create a couple chances as well. So look for them to definitely exploit more of that over the next 40 minutes.
All right, what did you see on the two goals?
Well, hockey's a game of bounces, right? On the first one, I'm sure Sean Walker would have liked to get more on a stick of it out high in the zone before it progressed a little bit deeper. And then, of course, it winds up going in off of Keandre Miller. And then on the second one, I'm sure Alexander Nikishin wishes he could have been a little bit stronger with his gloves swatting down that pass. It's just, the little things, right? And like you talked about in the first question, the Canes certainly created their opportunities, and I don't know that Vegas created a ton more. I think they were just able to get some bounces going their way and capitalize on them. That was a heck of a finish by Dorofeyev, too.
Oh, man, that kid's an elite goal scorer. He's already got 7, I believe, on the season. At the beginning of that play, though, I think Andrei Svechnikov and Eric Robinson were expecting Kotkaniemi to put that puck behind the net, and he tries to shovel it out into to the slot area to Svechnikov, but it was behind him. Transition goes the other way. Those are the kind of things that the head coach doesn't want to see from 82. He wants it to be north-south, and when he does that, like he did in L.A., Kotkaniemi can be an effective player. I'm sure that was what might have been mentioned in the locker room. Otherwise, I thought Freddie's made some really, really good saves. A save on, I can't pronounce his name, Korzak, and then he got Mitch Marner late. Those are 2 excellent, excellent saves.
Yeah, I love the one on Marner especially because he just stuck with it. Momentum was certainly trending in Vegas' direction, and things can get a little bit loose when that's happening, especially on the road, but a key save there by Freddie to keep his team in it only down a pair.
Yeah, we have a power play of consequence coming up. You and I talked about on Saturday, the 5-on-3, which we thought, to me, it had 2 different meanings. It had a meaning within the context of the game, and it had a meaning within the context of the season. I'm not sure this one has much more meaning other than you're down 2. You need something to get yourself back, on the scoreboard and kind of drag yourself back into the game. This is pretty important.
Oh, I would totally agree, especially after you get this reset now. You go back to the locker room, you kind of collect yourself. Yes, you've got another great team on the other side with the 2-goal lead, but you also just never know what can really happen in these situations, especially when you've got a goaltender coming in cold. We know Akira Schmid wasn't expected to start tonight. You don't love to see that for Aiden Hill. So maybe the Canes can use their side-to-side puck movement and create something that Schmid's not expecting here.
So no Shane Gostisbehere. That means we get Keandre Miller more than likely in the top of the on the first power play unit. I know there have been a lot of people asking for Alexander Nikishin, but I think we're going to see Mike Riley on the second unit because Riley has done that in the past, and a veteran guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it certainly looks like that's going to be the case, or at least based off of morning skate was going to be the case. And for those who followed along during the preseason, maybe shouldn't be too surprised. During the games that Riley got in, he was given an opportunity to quarterback some of the power play units. And if the second one gets out there tonight, obviously he'll be expecting to work with Sean Walker, but he should have a grasp on what's going on there.
Walt Ruff, Hurricanes.com, content maestro, wizard of the keyboards. All right, sir. I appreciate your time. I will check in with you in Colorado.
All right. Looking forward to it, Adam. Thank you.
You got it. Walt Ruff, Hurricanes.com, content maestro, wizard of the keyboards. Follow him on Twitter, @WaltRuff. I appreciate his time. We'll take a break. We'll come back with a check of the NHL scoreboard after these words from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate down to 4.99% APR? Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days. Pay off all those high interest credit cards. And even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, and saved $100 a month. One life changed. There's no wait, no hard credit pull up front. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates are at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto, A+ rated with the BBB and nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRL-TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRL-TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRL-TV's 11 o'clock news.
Adam Gold, inside of our network studios, Hurricanes trailing the Vegas Golden Knights by a 2-0 score. Jack Eichel off the stick of Keandre Miller for 1-0, and then Pavel Dorofeyev beat everybody down the ice, made a great move past Freddie Anderson. We have a check of the NHL scoreboard now, and it's brought to you by Cardinal Apparel, proud partner and T-shirt provider of the Carolina Hurricanes. Final from earlier tonight, Minnesota beat the Rangers at the Garden in New York 3-1. Philadelphia over Seattle 5-2. Montreal beat Buffalo 4-2. Hurricanes down by 2 for the first time all year. We'll see what they can do on the power play here to start the second. Mike and Trip will have that period next.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their T-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join our team in the fight against cancer at V.org.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca Chicken, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, seasoned with authentic Peruvian spices, to made-to-order dishes, we've got something for every diet. Family-owned, local, and always fresh. Download our app today and get a free entree just for signing up. You can also start earning loyalty points and check out our weekday specials. Don't forget to order catering for your next event and wow all your guests with the Triangle's most memorable chicken. See you soon at Alpaca.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
Welcome back to Vegas. Carolina down 2 to open the second period of hockey. I had a conversation with Canes forward Will Carey this morning. Of course, he returns to Vegas to face the team he won a cup with back in 2023. And he talked about the importance of his line, that veteran presence. He said they take a lot of pride, not only in the first shift, but also in those bump-up shifts. He said it's so important to establish dominance, to play that hard forechecking style that's made the stall line with Jordan Martinook and he so successful to start the season. He said they want to set the tone for the young guys on the team on a nightly basis, and Rod's talked about how important they've been to the season so far.
Thank you, Hannah. And in the conference final before they beat Florida to win the Stanley Cup, Carrier was stellar to beat the Dallas Stars and produce some offense. And, you know, I mentioned Saturday in LA, and Jordan Stahl's 300th goal is a perfect example. He is back to feeling completely healthy. He told me it was one morning this summer. Prior to it, he could only really feel one side of his body in terms of explosiveness, and he got out of bed one day this summer and said, "Oh, I'm back." And you could see that explosiveness and speed and quickness, the way he set up Jordan Stahl for Stahl's 300th against the Kings.
They put a second back on the power play clock for Carolina, so it's a minute 46 to start. With the man advantage here to start the second period, and the Canes win the draw. They'll drop it back. And this becomes a power play of importance for the Hurricanes, trailing by 2. Blake wants to drop it back, but too far. Carlson, he'll get to it and send it all the way back down on Anderson. And Keandre Miller will weave his way, fakes the drop back, then he turns and does it. Eichel, though, is going to come up with a steal on Jarvis. Here's Eichel short-handed on Anderson. Anderson with the save. Follow-up has to make the save. Eichel still putting the pressure on, and the Canes finally will bat this one clear. Aho with it. They hurry, they can get numbers. Ehlers runs into Blake. This one thrown back into the middle of the rink, and Miller's there for Carolina. Canes need to tag up. They will. Now rimmed around. As there's 50 seconds left on the power play. Miller will go across the shot out in front, deflected on Schmidt, and he'll make the save using the blocker to freeze it in the crease.
Anderson has made 2 big stops, one at the end of the first period, and none bigger than this. 4 Nations participant on 4 Nations participant. Eichel is able to turn the puck over in his favor off of Jarvis, and with all that reach and range that Jack Eichel has, the options on a breakaway, heck of a stop.
Now it's the Stankoven power play group. The Golden Knights able to get to this one. Kolasar will bank this one in. Going after is Colton Sissons. Canes want to clear and get some room left here with 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Really aggressive forecheck here on the penalty kill by Vegas. They are all the way up, 2 men in the zone. Now Hall squirt this one across. Canes, Stankoven centering attempt. Can't find anybody. Loose puck picked up by Svechnikov. To Hall along the boards. Back for Riley. He'll feed Walker. Sending it across. Now drop back for Riley again. Stankoven looking for Svechnikov. And out of the box comes Dorofeev. And the Canes are 0 for 1 with no shots on that power play try.
Yeah, other than that beautiful Jarvis goal from Blake and Anaheim on the power play, it has struggled, even being 5-0.
There's a chance on Schmidt. That drive by Svechnikov. That'll be held up, and a little bit more that you got on Will Carrier for us, Trip.
Well, he just, you know, he's always going to have the physicality. He's going to always play the game the right way, team first, never cheat offensively, but he just seems to have a step back that he didn't have in the playoffs. You know, and one of my game keys is being direct. That goal that he scored against San Jose, it was totally north, totally direct through the neutral zone before Nikishin gave him a chance to score that go-ahead goal at the time.
Now there's the direct play, and right on the spot, Will Carrier generating a chance. Dorfiev's stick explodes. Canes can't keep it in, or they can tag up. Schmidt can't settle it down. Martinook, he'll take it behind the net. Carrier tries to chop when it hits Martinook. A chance for Vegas with a little bit of room and a chance to clear Hurdle. Jalen Chatfield able to get to this. Up for Stahl. He'll use the stick to throw this one back into the Vegas zone. Canes change up. Long second period change here. Opportunity for Korzak to get this one in deep. Now Legault behind the net. Watch there by Marner. Marner gets some help from Saad to create a turnover. Saad taken down by Kotkaniemi. Now Eichel, centering attempt for Saad. He'll get it right back, hammered it on, and Anderson got a piece. As Jack Eichel stepped into that one.
Legault mentioned ahead on how fast it is compared to the American Hockey League and the NHL. Well, he's playing his first game against one of the fastest teams in the league, so that's trial by fire.
And this is the one thing that both of these teams can do. They can get from end to end quick, but Vegas has another gear. And here it comes with Eichel on a 2-on-1. Eichel tries to get a shot through. Well played by Walker.
Really good play. Miller caught on the pinch. Big play.
This season is already heating up, so who better to talk to than the NHL commish? Check out Gary Bettman when he joins Golic and Golic Wednesday, 3 Eastern, only on FanDuel Sports Network.
Gary is an unbelievable interview. He was so gracious during the Ovechkin goal chase to join us in the booth in Raleigh, and I've had an ongoing banter with our fine commissioner because we both can't stand olives, but for whatever reason, this summer, all of a sudden, I have a like for olives.
Yes. Good work here to eliminate the icing by Jarvis, but Vegas able to get to it. Roll it back in the Cane zone. Another chance here. Jarvis knifes this one out. Aho up for Ehlers. Ehlers into the Vegas zone. Ehlers trying to get a shot away. Dusted it off a little bit and lost the handle. Chance for Vegas to work this as Holtz gets it in deep. I too also dislike olives. Gary Bettman and I have had some good conversations about music. Now it's Jarvis sending this one across and they score! Sebastian Aho! The Canes needed it. And Jarvis to Aho. And Carolina is on the board. It's a 2-1 game in Vegas.
I thought there was a chance Rod might change up his lines in the intermission. He didn't. And now you've cut the lead in half. Ehlers gets his first point as a Carolina Hurricane, dropping the puck and then driving the middle lane drive that creates separation. Aho didn't panic. He settled it. Took advantage of the screen. Nifty play from his right skate to his tape. And we've got a ball game. Congratulations to Nikolai Ehlers, his first, and it was an impactful assist as a Hurricane.
A huge assist there. Now a crooked number on the stats column for him. And Blake now almost comes up with a turnover for Carolina. The ice tilting a little bit here in the second period in favor of the Hurricanes. Working this one for Dorofeev is Hurdle. We'll get it back to Hurdle. Dorofeev strong on the puck now. He'll try to snap a shot. That's blocked before it can get through. Reaching for it. Stankoven. That was a nice play made there by Legault. Good play for the rookie in his first NHL game. 5 minutes gone by here in the second period. Canes have just gotten on the board. Sebastian Aho's second from Seth Jarvis. And Nikolai Ehlers gets his first point with Carolina. And for Jarvis and Aho, they have a point in all 6 games this season for the Hurricanes. Chatfield able to locate this one. He gets it up for Stankoven. Svechnikov. He's on the ice. Stankoven was going for a change. Kotkaniemi comes on. But the loose puck will be shooed away by Vegas. Kolasar going after it. Some help there by Reinhardt. Into the corner, they'll bump. Carolina putting the push on, but can't clear it. Now Nikishin tries to bat at it. Chatfield behind his goal line. Olisar centering attempt. His shot is sent towards the net by Reinhardt. That misses everything. Second follow-up attempt. Anderson with the save. Now Svechnikov just one-hands this one. It gets to the blue line. Not out just yet. Now it's poked over. Vegas, they'll tag up. Picking it up is Barbashev, though.
Last home game for a while for Vegas. They go to Florida, then to Carolina after this one, and their work ethic, trying to go to the Eastern Conference on a good note, is evident.
We'll see Vegas 8 days from now at Lenovo Center. Bouncing puck. Eichel can't get to it. McNabb does. His shot misses everything. And taking a peek, trying to make a play along the boards, was Stahl. Now it comes in for Saad, waiting. Anderson gets out and challenges, and the Canes keep it out, but can't clear. Second chance by Saad. That goes off of Stahl. Anderson way out of his crease to help make the save.
What a pass to create that from Jack Eichel. Anderson has made a couple, including the breakaway save on Eichel earlier in the period. Some big ones.
Now Barbashev will work this one across. Drag low drive. That'll be kicked away on Braden McNabb, who's starting the shooting gallery here. Martin up to it. He's got some room. He'll get it in deep. Chasing after. Trying to make a play is Carrier. Miller helps keep it in. That'll allow Carrier to go for a change. Carolina completes their line change. Barbashev. He works this one for Riley Smith. Just batted into the Cane zone. 12:30 left here in the second period. Sebastian Aho with his second on the season as the Canes within one. Now Jarvis trying to play his way around Korzak. Working it for Aho. Puck comes free and it'll be knocked back into the Cane zone, but too far. And this will be icing on Vegas.
Let's look at Nikolai Ehlers isolated on his first point as a Hurricane. Speed, move the puck, move yourself. You do not create offense, especially against a stingy defensive team, if you don't have that middle lane drive, which he executed. This has to be a nice moment for Nikolai Ehlers. Speed up the ice, which he's known for, drop the puck, and then that middle lane drive to allow Jarvis and Aho to go to work.
Well, he's got the assist category with a mark. Let's see if he can get a goal tonight. Riley with a shot from inside the blue line. That'll be caught and hung on to by Schmidt. Sebastian Aho continues his hot start to the season. His second of the year as Carolina within one.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca Chicken, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, seasoned with authentic Peruvian spices, to made-to-order dishes, we've got something for every diet. Family-owned, local, and always fresh. Download our app today and get a free entree just for signing up. You can also start earning loyalty points and check out our weekday specials. Don't forget to order catering for your next event, and wow all your guests with the Triangle's most memorable chicken. See you soon at Alpaca.
Hurricanes fans, the future of entertainment is coming to Raleigh, and Lenovo is helping lead the way. Lenovo Center is home to the Carolina Hurricanes and the starting point for a highly anticipated entertainment district where technology, food, and fun will converge. As your North Carolina neighbor, for 2 decades, Lenovo is powering the fan experience every step of the way. Join us for a Canes game this season. We'll see you there.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year, 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
The second-round pick, he was the standout from the 2015 draft, and the second overall pick, Sebastian Aho, the second-round pick, Eichel, the second overall. And have they had an impact in the NHL from that 2015 draft class? And Mitch Marner, also selected by Toronto. He's found his way to Vegas. Noah Hannafin was the Canes' first-round pick. It's a pretty good draft with those two selections as he has made his way to Vegas. Hannafin out with an undisclosed injury. Played the opening night against LA. Hasn't played since then. But if you redrafted that trip, you and I have talked about it. Sebastian Aho is a first-rounder. The only question is how high up does he go? Canes in possession of the puck. McNabb will deflect this one over the glass into the netting.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, to date, Sebastian Aho is the finest second-round pick in Carolina history. And he has always used it as fuel. Going back to when Eichel was in Buffalo, now in Vegas, when he plays Connor McDavid, to prove. I was every bit of not just a first-rounder, but a high-end first-rounder in that terrific draft.
He wins the draw here. Now it gets to Chatfield, trying to find its way through. Loose puck. Barbashev doing good work here by the Canes to keep in. This goes off of Ealer's skate. And he'll swat at it, but able to be carried away by Eichel. He'll drop this one. Saad turns. He drops it back for Theodore, but a penalty coming up. Slashing is the call. And Nikolai Ehlers does not seem to be pleased with what's going on.
Carolina, number 27, 2 minutes for slashing.
Second power play of the game coming up for Vegas. There it is on the hands. Vegas has taken a page. Rod does not like the call. Vegas has taken a page out of Carolina's book of really utilizing their defense offensively in this hockey game.
Played back. Good work by Martinook. He intercepts. Now he'll go after it. Martinook. Theodore to the puck. Jordan Martinook taking more time off the clock, trying to come up with a puck. He's got Stahl out in front. Stahl goes to help out. Theodore has to reverse it, and this group has already taken 20 seconds off of the advantage for Vegas. Vegas' first power play in the first period, 0 for 1, 0 shots, and now Marner gives it away. Miller wanted to flip it. He did get it to Martinook, and now the Canes can change. And two new forwards coming out, and it is Aho and Jarvis. Now Eichel with speed through the middle of the ice, creating a chance here. And the puck will roll on him, then a blind pass, but he'll be helped out here. As that one works its way to Dorothea. Theodore keeps it in. Back to Dorothea. Now Eichel. Theodore. Dorothea. He'll lose the puck. And Miller's pass will finally be picked up by Carolina. Jarvis. He'll get it in deep. Well, these two thoroughbreds wanted to run when Miller had it. Could have had a step. There's Shea Theodore. Stop and start. And already a minute 20 gone by in the kill for Carolina. This is a dangerous Vegas team, and they're offside.
It's interference. Carolina's going to go on the power play eventually.
Even better for the Hurricanes here.
You often see this called.
Vegas, number 48, 2-minute minor, interference.
Barbashev with the penalty. He's right in the middle of the ice at the Carolina blue line. You're trying to buy time and space for a clean entry. Robinson, who has done so much for this club so far this year, draws the call.
If you are the Carolina Hurricanes, now when you get a power play in 37 seconds, would be outstanding to pot one, but you're going to have 4-on-4 play for the next 37.
And my apologies, it was Hurdle, not Barbashev, but just a heck of a job by Robinson, stacking the blue line and drawing that interference infraction.
And it's one of the things we've started to see also over the years that Carolina's really good at, being able to draw that call. And that is just out of the reach. Marner wanted it. Now Marner putting pressure here on Chatfield in the offensive zone. And William Karlsson with him. Keeshan hands this one for Stankoven to Svechnikov. Chatfield has some room. He'll take the pass. Trying to work around his leg number. Lozon. Korzak finds some room. Karlsson skates after it, but Nikishin gets there first. And in 3 seconds, Carolina will be going on their second power play of the night. It's a Powerball power play as Ehlers comes out of the box. Vegas Vegas with it. It's a bridge. There's just a minute and 14 left on the man advantage for Carolina. Ehlers. Aho. And now Ehlers with a stretch pass. It's Miller coming in. He shoots Smith with the save. A brilliant save as Miller got the step. What a pass from Nikolai Ehlers.
It was hockey IQ because Ehlers knew there was a line change going on to get the power play group on the ice. He's looking up. He's waiting for the change to occur. And hits Miller just starting his shift. Nice save on the blocker side by Schmidt. But that was Ehlers recognizing change going on. I got to buy some time for Ehlers to start his shift. And nearly has his second assist of the period.
Now Miller almost had his second power play goal this season. Now he'll work this one around. Ehlers back for Miller. Miller. Ehlers. Side of the net. Ehlers surveying the scene. 48 seconds left on the power play. Jarvis with it. Canes trailing 2-1. 8:55 left here in the second period. Ehlers tried to thread the needle, but that play was read neatly and knocked all the way back into the Canes zone. Good stick by Keegan Colasar. Now you get a look at DeAndre Miller behind his net, being watched there by Riley Smith. Canes trying to manage the puck here, but Carlson takes away, but can't get it in deep. Here's Ehlers. That little self-flip off the boards. Kept in by Aho, and the second chance to get that one out by Smith. Banks it free. 5 seconds left on the power play. This will be worked in deep. Aho. Good chase after it. Ripped around the boards. The power play is over as Hurdle comes out of the box. One shot for Carolina. Still down a goal. 2-1. 8:11 left here in Vegas in the second.
Spectrum TV fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, Blue 32, hot hype. It's only more Hail Marys.
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over 100 hours worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Hey, Caniacs. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/canes.
This party's getting crazy.
Are those mini horses?
And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar?
Heads up!
Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs.
Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Tonight's Kia player profile is Seth Jarvis. What a start to the season. As he's got a 6-game point streak, 6 goals. Now 3 assists on the season, 9 points. He leads the team in goals. And when you look at what he and Sebastian Aho have combined for Trip here in the early goings, it's what you want out of these two as far as the point production goes.
He only played a couple preseason games. Last one in Nashville, I said to myself, he looks even faster this season. And then I called one of the referees working that game about a rules question, and that referee said to me, I think Jarvis looks even faster this season. He somehow added a step when I didn't think that was possible.
Everything he does right now, I think the game really is just opening up for Seth Jarvis, where when you talk about, what's not possible, he keeps showing us he can do it. Now here's Stahl coming in with a shot. Save is made by Schmidt. Drop back. Let go with an opportunity. That's deflected.
No stick for Vegas if he can take advantage.
Colasar with a broken stick. Carolina trying to keep it in for right now. Colasar up on the play. Losing the handle of Sissons. Batted back. Trying to keep keep this one in was Carrier, but Vegas gets enough of this one, but it'll be icing. And more on Seth Jarvis and his start to the season. Our Hannah Yates has something for us. What's going on, Hannah?
Well, Rob Brindamore told me Jarvis has matured both mentally and physically, getting stronger as time has gone on, which often comes with age. But he said overall he's become more rounded on his offensive game, explaining that some of the goals he's getting all around the net now are coming in different ways. A great shot, he said, an overall game keeps maturing.
Hannah, do you know that Seth told me when I talk about adding an extra step, he spent more time on the ice this summer than he had in the past and used resistance bands for quick, fast twitch explosivity. You can tell.
Tell the people on that trip as he's getting faster. And
do you use resistance bands?
You and I were at the tail end of that being.
If you do, I gotta see it.
I did. I don't know. They'd snap in half. Do you see me?
Hopefully after a win, before we fly to Denver tomorrow, you're meeting me in the gym. I'll have the resistance bands.
You want me to do the squats across with him?
Our producer, Jim Elliott, says he's coming.
All right.
But Seth,
I'm not getting up at 6 in the morning like you are to go work out.
Best time of day.
I know it exists. I haven't seen it in a while. Well, that's not true. I saw it when we got here to Vegas. That's another story. Here's Keandre Miller sending this one across. Walker's shot. That's going to be deflected over the glass into the netting.
Yeah, Canes are building something here. You know, I go back to Anderson's huge save. What would have been a shorthand goal from Eichel early in the period. Ehlers on the board. And they're starting to, you know, it's been an even hockey game. I mean, the Hurricanes have an edge 15-12 in shots on goal.
But the high danger chances have come Vegas' way.
You look at Carolina's goal production in seconds and third periods this year.
Stankoven wins the draw. He'll get it right back. That shot. Schmidt will get the blocker to that. Miller with a keep in for Hall. Carolina trailing 2-1. Blake comes up with the puck. Centering attempt for Hall. He's able to knock that to the boards. Miller sent around. Blake trying to hang on to the puck. Now it'll be a chance for Vegas to clear. It'll just jump over the stick of Walker. Marner can't find his way past Miller. Keandre Miller out to center ice, but waiting for it, sending it back in was Ben Hutton. Walker's got to play it away from Marner. Marner's buzzing right now. Walker with a good play. Shielded from Saad, carrying it in with Jackson Blake. Blake wanted to split the defense of Vegas, couldn't do it, but Logan Stankoven helps him out. Now the Canes can't get this in deep. Nikishin has to go get to it. His pass interrupted by Barbashev. Chipped at by Nikishin at his blue line and out. Korzak sends it for Eichel. Eichel's giving a shove. He rings this one all around the Kane zone. Better look at Saad. Stankoven going after it. This will just roll back into the Vegas zone. 5:45 left in the second period. 2-1. Vegas in the lead. Vegas' last shot came 7 minutes ago. Now Carolina looking for another one. Here comes Ehlers. His first point as a Kane tonight. The assist on the Aho goal. And he's going to draw a penalty here as Vegas will touch up a hold against Ehlers. Well, we'll find out if the Canes can cash in on this power play. 5:27 left in the second.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club.
Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Nikolai Ehlers drawing this power play for Carolina. It's a slash on Shea Theodore.
Yeah, it's right behind the Vegas net. You can see his left hand. And, Ehlers, you choose a team. Hopefully that left hand is okay. You choose a team in free agency. You want to immediately show that you were worth it. And, he gets that beautiful assist on Aho's goal, and it almost looks like a weight has been lifted. He sets up Miller on a power play breakaway, has just drawn a penalty. Let's see if this group can tie the hockey game.
Sebastian Aho, his second of the season. Nikolai Ehlers, his first point with Carolina, setting it up. Jarvis and Aho each have a 6-game point streak to start the season. Aho is asked to leave the circle. Ehlers will take it. It bounces back. Jarvis immediately stepped into by Whitecloud, but Carolina in possession. Miller across. That shot is hammered. As looking to get this one going was Aho, closing in on his second of the game. Now Miller will keep this one in. Dangerous pass as Marner was trying to time it. Aho goes to the ice to keep it in. Then Miller will fumble it. And over the blue line it goes. Here comes Eichel. He's sealed off neatly by Miller. Miller loses his stick, but able to soccer it away. And now a minute 25 left on the power play. Aho will stop, taking a look. Aho dances through the neutral zone. Pass a little too far for Ehlers. Whitecloud with it behind the net, off the boards. Chipped out but not out by Riley Smith. Here's a look at Seth Jarvis trying to make the play. Now a penalty coming up. And the Canes power play will be over with a minute left.
It's going to be a trip to Ehlers. So 4-on-4 hockey coming up.
Carolina, number 27, 2-minute minor, tripping.
Second penalty of the night for Nikolai Ehlers.
Yeah, the Hurricanes were trying to get numbers to come up with power play puck possession. McNabb stops and starts and draws the call.
As Rod Brindamore looks on. Carolina Hurricanes now are 0 for 3 on the power play. 2 for 20 in this young season. But it's a minute of 4-on-4 hockey here for Carolina.
Boy, his rookie year, I think about Svechnikov in 4-on-4 situations. I remember a goal he scored. He walked Shea Weber at the time and then beat Carey Price in Montreal. Trying to get Svechnikov on track. You're in a 4-on-4 situation here.
He's out there with Logan Stankoven. Carlson will lose it. Svechnikov will pick it up. Tight turnaround his net. Svechnikov with some speed, trying to go 1-on-2. Splitting Korzak there and Lausanne. Stankoven reaches for it, but out of his reach. Chance for Vegas. And across, and Anderson reads it aside. Wanted to get it for Carlson, but Frederick Anderson with a catching level hanging on.
And one more note, thinking about Svechnikov, he scored last season or the season before in this building. An unbelievable goal in the second period, shooting the puck in stride, top cheese on his backhand. So, for me, the focus is between his ears, just making sure. Positive thoughts. Remember that moment. Remember that goal here? It was en route to a Hurricanes victory. Unbelievable shot on his backhand in the second period that he now finds himself in this building.
He is one of those players, Chip, once it starts rolling downhill in a good way, and one of the points you always get. He can impact the game in so many factors.
The great Justin Williams always said, when it's not going for you, trick your mind. Trick your mind to convince yourself that it is.
Walker is dumped there by Hurdle. Better look along the boards. Martinook fighting for it. He'll get it back. Now a power play here for Vegas. Martinook will take a pass in stride. Defended nicely, though, by Hutton. This is an abridged power play for Vegas, only a minute long. Already 10 seconds gone by. Eichel from Marner. Marner, self-pass. Plays it off the side of Anderson's net. Carolina finds a seam, and they will hammer this one all the way down the ice. And again, keep talking about what Sean Walker has been able to do. More that's been given to him, more that's been asked. He's been standing with that. Canes have Aho, Jarvis, Chatfield, Nikishin killing penalties here for Carolina. Vegas will keep it in, though. Dorofeev with a move around Nikishin, and Anderson helps get a piece to knock that over the glass.
Welcome to the grind of the NHL. Nikishin, who has had all sorts of memorable moments already. Mentioned the length of this road trip. I think it's been a tougher night for him so far. Can he find a way to build a game here in the remainder of this second period and then the third?
These are all moments, though, when you play in this league that you find out there's no nights off against anyone. And when you're playing, as you mentioned, in the teeth of this road trip against these teams, and what Vegas brings to the party, you can't take a shift off. Now this comes a free. Oh, Mr. Anderson! He entered the matrix and robbed Dorofeev.
We are in the old baby portion of the tour. Dorofeev does everything right. Gets it up on its way upstairs. I don't know who won the Blue Jays-Mariners game tonight, but you'd love to have this type of glove with the game on the line. What a save. The half wall, that's the hash marks in the offensive zone. Eichel creates the numbers on the goal line, and Anderson just a step ahead of the play before that golden glove moment. Just catches the bottom of the glove down to the ice, and he holds on. Obviously his best, and he's had a bunch tonight.
Now that is the first shot that Vegas has had in the last 10 minutes and 34 seconds. And for Anderson to stay that locked in. Now a chance for the Canes out in front. Svechnikov got to it. Riley, he banks this one. Trying to clear that one, but just getting over the line is Smith. Back into the Cane zone. Carlson cuts it off before Carolina can clear. Riley. Swat at it. Kotkaniemi takes a hard shove. This will be kept in by Rozon, trying to go high to low. It's smooth it is Holtz. Alexander Holtz gets it right back from Riley Smith. Riley Smith trying to pop out front. Robinson will help deflect this. Svechnikov wants to play it out. Can't. This will go cross corner, staying in the Cane zone. That'll be winged by Holtz. Misses everything, but Carolina having a hard time exiting the zone. Vegas will help. As Mike Riley will bank this one off of Robinson. Carolina can go for a change. Vegas looking to transition this one out. Nikishin has jumped back on the ice. Kolasar rolls it into the corner. Sissons with Chatfield. A couple of big bodies trying to hit there in the corner. Be worked out. Good play made by Hall. Stankoven. He'll leave it along the boards here as we're in the last minute of this second. Now Jackson Blake snaps his shot, and the save made by Schmidt. Vegas just wants to survive this one. They'll flip it out to center. And it'll be worked right back in by Jackson Blake. Taylor Hall. He'll split the defense, and that allows Stankoven to get a touch. Up the boards. Not out. Canes keeping the pressure on. Now it's cleared. Kolasar wants to get a step. Good angle taken by Nikishin. 30 seconds left here in the second period. Carolina trailing 2-1. Nikolai Ehlers with it now. He dances away from Saad. Ehlers snaps a shot. And Schmidt kicked that and it goes off the post and stays out. 17 seconds left here in the second period. Oh, Jarvis trying to go top corner. That misses. Miller keeps it in. His long-range shot. Using the arm to keep it out. Schmidt again. Kane's really putting the pressure on here. 5 seconds left in the period. Jarvis wanting to center it back. And that'll be knocked down and looking for the right idea, but unable to get the shot through. Carolina down a goal after 40 minutes, though, Trip.
One more look at this gem of gems from Anderson. See the way that swooping glove attacks the shooter at the last second? If he doesn't attack with that glove, it doesn't hit the bottom of the glove and go straight down. It goes into the back of the net. Attacking it, getting a piece, it goes down. Not on its way into the cage.
Sebastian Aho with his second goal of the season. We'll talk things over with Hannah Yates. Trip will be after 40. Your highlights will come up. Canes trail 2-1 after 2.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate down to 4.99% APR? Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days. Pay off all those high-interest credit cards and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. One call, life changed. There's no wait, no hard credit pull up front. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates are at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto, A+ rated with the BBB and nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You know the feeling. Wake up, get ready, get the kids, the list goes on. But what if what you drive could make your life a little less complicated? With convenient home charging, a quieter ride, and an average range of more than 250 miles, EVs are one step toward a cleaner future, so you can focus on what really matters. Give yourself more time to recharge. EVs are for everyone. Sponsored by the NC Clean Energy Technology Center and the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters in cooperation with this station.
Adam Gold inside of our network studios after 2 periods. Carolina has cut the lead in half. It is Vegas 2, and the Hurricanes won. Much better play from Carolina in the period, albeit it was pretty helter-skelter. I don't think super clean from either side. I think a lot of desperate defending going on. There were 2 power plays, sort of each. Actually, Carolina had 3 power plays in the period because they had about 1:45 of holdover power play from the first period. That was brutal. Jack Eichel actually had the best scoring opportunity on that, a breakaway that Freddie Anderson was able to stop. Seth Jarvis with the turnover on that one. And then there were 2 power plays each way, but each one was essentially abbreviated because halfway through a Hurricanes power play, Vegas power play, Vegas went to the box. And then the next time, Carolina got the first half of power play, and then Nick Ehlers canceled the power play that he basically drew. So each side has had just basically about a minute of power play time either way. And frankly, there are no power play goals on the board. And if Carolina can get out of this game with nobody having a power play goal, that might be okay, because Vegas's power play has been scintillating so far this season, and coming in was 5 for its last 9. Anderson has been really good. Same with Akira Schmidt, who's on a relief from Aiden Hill, who left about halfway through the first period with a lower body injury. Aho from Jarvis got Carolina on the board. A quick settling of a puck that was in his skates, and a little snapshot beats Akira Schmid 7-hole. That's where we are. We will listen to highlights next.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Highlights here. After 2 periods, Hurricanes trailing the Golden Knights 2-1. Highlights are brought to you by Spectrum. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com. I mentioned earlier, Vegas shorthanded Eichel on the prowl.
Eichel, though, is going to come up with a steal on Jarvis. Here's Eichel shorthanded on Anderson. Anderson with the save. Follow-up has to make the save. Eichel still putting the pressure on. And the Canes finally will bat this one clear.
It was a great save by Anderson, who made a couple. The one at the end of the period, absolutely spectacular. 4 minutes in transition, Ehlers gets his first point. Jarvis finds Aho.
Now it's Jarvis sending this one across and they score! Sebastian Aho! The Canes needed it. And Jarvis to Aho. And Carolina is on the board. It's a 2-1 game in Vegas.
Yeah, great play by Aho, skate to stick. Ehlers skating it in with purpose, going to the front of the net, just creating a little bit of a little chaos in front. And Aho goes 7-hole on Schmidt. That makes it 2-1. And then Brandon Saad had a couple of great opportunities.
Now comes in for Saad, waiting. Anderson gets out and challenges, and the Canes keep it out, but can't clear. Second chance by Saad. That goes off of Stahl. Anderson way out of his crease to help make the save.
What a pass to create that from Jack Eichel. Anderson has made a couple, including the breakaway save on Eichel earlier in the period. Some big ones.
And not as big as this one on Pavel Dorofeyev.
Now this comes a free. Oh, Mr. Anderson! He entered the matrix and robbed Dorofeyev.
We are in the old baby portion of the tour.
It was an incredible save. Lunging across, gets the glove to it. Got the bottom of the glove. Puck bounced down to the ice, and I think it was Keandre Miller who just kind of shoveled it against Anderson's body to get a whistle. So we are 2-1. Hurricanes trailing Vegas. A much better period from Carolina, and really much better from the top line. I thought that was the best period maybe since the second half of the San Jose game for Aho, Ehlers, and Jarvis. And still, I wouldn't be surprised if the head coach juggled some things around in the third period. We'll see what happens, but we have a record-breaking hurricane to discuss coming up on the other side. But first, catch 4 Canes games for as little as $140. Experience the excitement of Hurricanes hockey your way. Don't miss out. Head to hurricanes.com/flexplan and lock in your seats today. A record-breaking hurricane. Next.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their T-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
Hockey is fast, thrilling, and full of energy, just like the Triangle. For 20 years, Lenovo has called North Carolina home, fueling innovation right here in our community. At Lenovo Center, Lenovo and the Carolina Hurricanes continue to elevate every moment on and off the ice. From the rink to the seats, it's all about power, speed, and connection. Cheer louder, celebrate bigger. The action starts at Lenovo Center. See you there.
Adam Gold inside of our network studios. It is 2-1 in favor of Vegas. Hurricanes trying to avoid a first ever loss. Not first ever, but in this season, the only unblemished team at 5-0. Vegas hasn't lost a game in regulation yet this year. They are 4-0-2. Seth Jarvis has a primary assist tonight to Sebastian Aho. Both he and Aho have 6-game point streaks now. Jarvis was drafted 13th in that COVID draft of 2020. It was a pick that the Hurricanes acquired when they took Patrick Marleau's contract off the hands of the Toronto Maple Leafs. A year and a half later, Jarvis was in the NHL. Now, he's got multiple 30-goal seasons, a Four Nations face-off gold medal for Canada, which just might make the Olympic team. He was the star of an episode of Amazon's NHL behind-the-scenes documentary, and now he is an NHL record holder. He became the first player in history with game-winning goals in 4 of his team's first 5 games.
There works it out front. They score! Oh, Seth Jarvis! Seth on the spot takes the feed from Aho. And it's 4-3 Carolina with 2:43 left in the third. Gostisbehere to Aho. They kept it in. 25 seconds left. Jarvis, Aho with it. Aho leaves it for Gostisbehere. Back to Aho. Shooting spot for Jarvis. Seth Jarvis wins it in overtime. Aho trying to set it up. They'll score on the power play. It's 101 for Seth Jarvis. His second of the game. It's a 2-0 lead for Carolina. And Jarvis will receive the pass. Drop for Aho. His shot. Jarvis, he scores! He does it in overtime again. And Carolina stays unbeaten on the season. 4-3. Carolina wins it in overtime.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. And after the game on Saturday night, he was with FanDuel's Henny Yates.
Well, the Harvard cut off his back, and you now have OT goals twice already this season. Started off in the first 5 games. What do you enjoy most about these moments?
I want to be a big-time player, and I like these moments. I like the pressure. When you have a chance of the game on your stick, it's always fun. And so, to be trusting these moments and be able to capitalize like I have, it's awesome.
Look, he is a big-time player. And, I've said this before, we're going to get down the road. Maybe it's already here, or we're going to look to Seth Jarvis and say, you know what? He's their best player. 200-foot game. If he gets better in the face-off circle, that would be better. But, man, the shot looks improved. He looks quicker. And he is just absolutely fun to watch. So the Hurricanes are now a goal down. Jarvis's pass to Sebastian Aho got them 1 goal closer to Vegas, and that is where we are. We'll take a break and come back and check the NHL scoreboard after these words from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
Welcome home with Baker Home Exteriors. Backed by a century of Baker roofing excellence, we bring expert roofing, siding, and gutter solutions to your doorstep. Transform your home today at BakerHomeExteriors.com. That's BakerHomeExteriors.com.
In World War I, American fighter pilots covering a plane's rear position coined the phrase, "I've got your six," to mean I've got your back. Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
Adam Gold inside of our network studios with the second period scoreboard brought to you by Lenovo, official technology provider of the Carolina Hurricanes. We've got some finals from earlier today. We should do those. Minnesota beat the Rangers 3-1 at Madison Square Garden. On a positive note for the Rangers, finally they scored a goal at home. This is their first one in 4 games. Artemi Panarin 57 seconds in. That was their first home goal, and that's it. They did not score again. They are now 0-4 on home ice. The Wild get the win. Philadelphia gets a pair of goals from Owen Tippett and Tyson Forster, and they beat Seattle 5-2. First regulation loss for the Kraken this year. Montreal got a Lane Hudson goal and beat Buffalo 4-2. It is 1-1 between the Jets and Flames in Calgary. Rasmus Anderson's second goal of the year got the Flames on the board first. And how about this? Jonathan Toews, a power play goal. His first goal in how many years? It's been a minute since Jonathan Toews has scored an NHL goal, but he has gotten the Jets even. There's about 7 minutes to go in the third period in Calgary. It was Eichel and then Dorofeyev for Vegas in the first period. Aho for Carolina in the second period. Anderson has been spectacular. Akira Schmidt's also been very good in relief of Aiden Hill. We've got a good third period coming. I am Adam Gold. Mike and Tripp will have the third, and I'll see you after the game.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year, 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Spectrum TV fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, blue 32, hot hike. It's only more Hail Marys.
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca Chicken, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, seasoned with authentic Peruvian spices, to made-to-order dishes, we've got something for every diet. Family-owned, local, and always fresh. Download our app today and get a free entree just for signing up. You can also start earning loyalty points and check out our weekday specials. Don't forget to order catering for your next event and wow all your guests with the Triangle's most memorable chicken. See you soon at Alpaca.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
It's Cane Day for your Canes. Presented by John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan.
Sebastian Aho has a 6-game point streak. His goal is the only one Carolina has so far through 40. Vegas has 2 goals tonight. First one, courtesy of Jack Eichel, the second overall pick, those 2 players from that 2015 draft. And we're in Vegas. You heard of a one-arm bandit. Well, Frederick Anderson with a glove save that would rival any cash-stealing thing that you would find here in Vegas. And he's kept this game for Carolina within earshot, Trip, as we get ready to start this third period.
You are right there after Vegas jumped to that 2-0 lead in the first period.
Canes trying to get this one in deep. This will go into the Canes bench. And with this pause, let's check in with our Hannah Yates.
Mike, I had the chance to catch up with Canes assistant coach Tim Gleason in between periods, and he told me 5-on-5 play hasn't been bad, but it's the same thing we always talk about. You have to make it harder on Vegas. He said, get pucks in deep below the goal line and go to work. He said the conversation with the group in intermission was to create more net front traffic. He said, get those dirty goals down low.
You know, Hannah, thank you. number one. Number two is what I said in the first intermission. Value offensive zone time. Even if you don't get an A chance out of it. And against LA in the third period, the Hurricanes did a good job establishing the goal line, then going with a purpose out high to create offense from the back end.
Here's Ehlers with it. Into the Vegas zone. Wanting to leave it for Nikishin and does. Nikishin. Drop this one back across for Chatfield. Chatfield hammers one, but Schmidt sees it, catches it the whole way.
You know, we just saw Jack Eichel loosening up his neck on the bench, and I talked to his agent, Pat Brisson, today. Pat Brisson is as fine of an agent as there's ever been in the game. He represents Jack, Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, Dylan Larkin, the first star of the week right now. I'm just scratching the surface, but what he said he admires most about Jack is how courageous and committed he was to undergoing a neck surgery that had never been performed prior to a National Hockey League athlete.
He has come out of the other end of that as well as you possibly could have for that story. Stanley Cup champion, and right now, the season he is authoring for Vegas, and it's super early, but you got to put him in the super early MVP contest. Here comes Vegas the other way. Hurdle trying to sidestep his way into the zone. Around Ehlers. To the point that comes too far, and here comes Aho. Aho and Jarvis, little 2-on-2. Aho sized up there by McNabb. Can't get the puck in any deeper. And tagging up is Jarvis. That line goes for a change. Vegas settle it down. Jay Theodore behind his net, watched by Taylor Hall. Quick up, and now Barbashev. And the center for Eichel. He works his way in, and the puck rolls on him. And now the Canes, if they can hurry, could have had numbers. Excellent defensive play in the middle of the ice by Barbashev. Now back to Brisson, right on, and Anderson closes the door.
Charles Alexis Legault hasn't played a ton. First NHL game against a speedy Vegas team, just under 9 minutes. He told me yesterday his favorite players growing up were Ryan Suter. Boy, Suter, what a minute eater at an incredibly high level in his prime, the great 2003 draft. And the other one, good taste, Zdeno Chara. Those were his two favorites.
Alexis Legault has some size to him at 6'4", but has a little bit of a ways to go to get to where Zdeno Chara was. But if you want to model your game after a defenseman, that's one of the best ways to do.
Nice job rubbing out his man right there, just inside his own blue line.
Of course, the national champion at Quinnipiac with Skylar Brind'Amour in 2023. You were there.
Big win by the Chicago Wolves featuring Skylar Brind'Amour yesterday. How about that lacrosse goal from Bradley Nadeau, who had just a super preseason?
Yes, he did. Svechnikov scored there by Nadeau, and the Wolves are off to a great start. Cam Abbott and company. Now here's a turnover. Hurdle trying to work his way in. He does. Hanging on low. Lunging for it is Anderson. For a minute there, I thought Anderson had lost his stick, but makes the big save there on Hurdle.
Anderson keeps Carolina close. He's done it all night after that early 2-0 hole. And Bradley Nadeau made every argument he could. He is going to be a really good one for a long time. Excellent preseason. Quick mention. Good. Collegiate draft pick Charlie Serrato, who's leading the NCAA in scoring for Penn State. Poirier, remember that name, playing at Maine, had a hat trick recently, can absolutely pound the puck with his shot.
He's got one more peek at Alexis Legault's family. They got to be pumped up tonight. Hurdle's shot is blocked there. And yeah, look how deep the pipeline is right now, Trip, for this team. Now a shot wing through traffic. Anderson gets a piece knocked down. Hurdle, that's blocked. Selling out in front of their netminder. Chatfield trying to get some help. This one will be pushed out over the blue line, but Hurdle will get to it. And Marner works this one around. Nikishin by Dorofeev. Marner trying
to center it back out in front. Canes will get to it. And now Robinson turning on the Jets. He'll beat Whitecloud to it. Robinson sealed off there by Whitecloud. Canes work it back. Walker's shot deflected. It gets through. And save made by Schmidt.
That's what Timmy Gleason was telling Henny Yates right there. Svechnikov won a board battle, made the zone bigger, right to the point with that front.
Marner fumbling with it, almost turns it over, then he does to Aho. Now out in front, Jarvis with a shot, and what a save as Akira Schmidt holds the line. Jarvis with a great A. He looks up to the ceiling on that one.
What an effort by Ehlers to create the chance. Looking for his second assist of the night. Watch this effort from Ehlers. And Schmidt gets on top of the paint to make a heck of a save. Puck support, I've said at times this line has had trouble getting to the inside. Not there. Heck of a play from Ehlers to give Seth the chance to tie it.
You can see now that Ehlers has his first point as a Cane on the Aho goal in the second period. This group can get a little bit more going in the chemistry department. Speed is not an issue with this three. As Vegas. This will be touched with a high stick by Aho, and we'll get a whistle.
Out of this world wins are here with Cash Pop.
My second item of the Taco Bell take was attack, but be patient. The Aho line nearly ties it, but then right after, Vegas has full possession. So they patiently got themselves into their set. 20 minutes or just under 16 in this case is a lot to tie this game. Don't feel like you have to on the next shift.
Riley angle this one. Vegas send it right back out. Riley waits for it, bangs it off. Glass at center ice, and this one is going to be rocketed off of a stick over the glass into the netting. 15:40 left here in the third. 2-1 Carolina trailing Vegas.
Seth Jarvis, brief conversation with him after he played soccer, as most of them do before the game. He was disgusted that he got eliminated so early, but going from a guy after his first year in the league, was mad at himself because he wasn't in the shape he wanted to be. He is in tremendous shape.
Stall fight for it, but should be whisked away by Korzak. Deep, but it'll be offside on Vegas, so we'll get a whistle. And don't miss your chance to see these two teams back in action next week. 8 days from right now, back at Lenovo Center. Grab your seats now for the Canes and Vegas October 28th. I am sure the Legault family will be there. If Charles Alexis is in the lineup for that home game, get your seats at hurricanes.com/tickets to this elite matchup in Raleigh on October 28th.
Congratulations to the wonderful Huge Caniacs for Lenovo being voted the toughest building to come in and have success in the NHL. It's the Huge Caniacs who deserve the lion's share of the success for that. They are legends.
Here comes Carolina. Stankoven with numbers. He's going to lay this one across Hall. Wants to go back for Stankoven. Too far. So won't get to it, though. For Hall. Go to high for Chatfield. His shot. Swatted down. Blake trying to keep it alive for Carolina, but it'll come free for Vegas. Nice play by Nikishin. Saad was trying to leak out of the zone. Trying to find him. It was Barbashev. No luck. Carolina back to work offensively. Hall goes cross ice. A top long shot. Goes high and misses everything. Canes will keep it. Blake with it. Blake across for Walker. Hold shot. That misses by an inch off the inboards. Walker tries to follow his own rebound. Canes, Hall gets a stick to it. And all Vegas does is shove this back into the Carolina zone, but not enough mustard for icing. Back to get it is Keandre Miller with open ice. Walker. Up for Aho. Ehlers watching Theodore on the like numbers there. 6 minutes gone by here in the third period. Hurricanes trailing 2-1. Behind the net. It's played around by Riley Smith bouncing puck kept in the Kane zone. Carlson trying to put it on the tape. Smith out in front. What a stick by Keandre Miller. Riley Smith was all alone, and Miller saved, but could have been a goal.
Well, that's his reach and his ability to close at the very last second for Miller.
Now it's again with a chance. Nikishin tried to get in front of that. This will be swatted out of the Kane zone. Knocked down by Hurdle. Dorofiev takes a route, but cut off by Anderson. Anderson angles it out of the zone. Now Chatfield with speed into the Vegas end. Chatfield with a shot, and it eludes Schmidt. Rebound tracked down by Carolina. It's Martinook with Stahl out in front, deflected just wide. Chatfield, Nikishin. That one goes off of Martinook, who's up high. Back down low. Correction, it was Carrier. Stahl. He'll get it to Carrier. Martinook's out front. Back for Chatfield to Carrier. The former Golden Knight will Carrier to Chatfield. Chatfield with traffic. Martinook knocked down. Carrier takes a hard shove by Korzak, and then a chance for Vegas to clear, and they will.
Heck of a play from Carrier along the wall to get it back to the point at the blue line and then drive the front of the net. Nearly led to a tying goal. He tried to bat that rebound out of midair. Just about did it.
Kaniemi with pressure. Vegas trying to find Saad, but he's stripped of it. Carolina backhands this one to the Vegas blue line. A chance to rim this one around. Anderson couldn't slow it down, but it comes all the way out to Robinson. Chance Kaniemi gets it in deep. Svechnikov lined up White Cloud, but he moved it quickly, and now Legault trying to work this one. Kaniemi gets help out by Svechnikov. Cross here for Riley. Riley gets it in deep. Robinson keeping some pressure on so Carolina can change, and Hutton had to wait a second to leave the zone. He'll wing one off the inboard, bouncing behind the net of Anderson. Miller to it. Jarvis with a touch-up for Ehlers. Right back for Jarvis. Jarvis trying to use his speed to get around Riley Smith. Stop just inside the blue line when Miller works it down low. Jarvis will get to it before Theodore can. Aho takes a hard shoulder there by McNabb. Theodore loses an edge as he's played there by Jarvis. Now a chance for Carolina, but it's broken up in Vegas. Carlson. Could be a 2-on-1. Carlson defended again, and both Walker and Miller with great sticks on that play.
Did you see the switch in the communication coming back through the neutral zone between Miller and Walker?
Now Jarvis, Aho shot. That misses the net. Nikishin with a keeping away from Barbashev. Theodore tries to go back up to the Vegas winger. Ehlers will get there. Nikishin leaning in as well. Vegas will go low with it. They've got puck possession, and McNabb skates this out over his blue line. He'll crank one into the Kane zone. Nikishin chops it up high, not out. Kept in by Eichel. Jack Eichel turning. His pass blocked by Blake, but right to Eichel. Now down the side of the net. Barbashev tries to go fancy with it. Intercepted, and Carolina can clear. 10:20 left here in this third period. Now Barbashev putting on a move, going across. Eichel doesn't get all of it. Anderson does. 10:13 left here in the third period. Everybody's got to pitch in. Keandre Miller with a key stick to keep this a one-goal game.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca Chicken, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, seasoned with authentic Peruvian spices, to made-to-order dishes, we've got something for every diet. Family-owned, local, and always fresh. Download our app today and get a free entree just for signing up. You can also start earning loyalty points and check out our weekday specials. Don't forget to order catering for your next event, and wow all your guests with the Triangle's most memorable chicken. See you soon at Alpaca.
Hey Hey, Caniacs! As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/canes.
Welcome back inside. Canes down 1 here in the third period as they face a little adversity. Seth Jarvis was asked if there's anything different about the group this year, and he went to the feel in the room. He said it's very different. He said, in the past when we face adversity, we tend to spiral, but he said now we don't even have to say a lot. People have postseason experience. We know what we're capable of, guys. We regroup much quicker.
Thank you, Hannah. And I would argue it's been a pretty resilient group the last few years. It's the spiraling effect has really just happened against the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers.
Play resumes here. Back your comment, Tripper. A lot of teams have spiraled against Florida the last 3 seasons. Only one beat them. As this rolls in, and it's the team we're looking at right now. That was 3 seasons ago.
Let me take a look at this switch that I loved. You have players communicating at top speed. Walker's caught. So Miller switches sides, tells Walker with his left arm, just fill the middle. That is tremendous communication under that circumstance by those two guys.
Well, and also take into consideration, very limited training camp for Keandre Miller. No preseason action. Now here's a chance for the Canes to knock this out of zone. Kept in, and Anderson will kick away the Lausanne shot. And the loose puck at center ice, scooped up. Carrier. Carrier's got Martin up. Carrier holding, trying to get it back. Stall reaches. Canes will keep it in. Miller, Walker, shuttles his shot through. Schmidt makes the save. Knocked it down with a catching glove and then played it back in to get the whistle.
Canes are close. They are driving and then utilizing their defense. We'll take advantage of back checking for Vegas. You know, as soon as they get possession down low, if they can't take it right to the net, they're immediately with zip getting it back to their defense. Oftentimes one quick D-to-D pass, allow the net front to materialize, and they've been close.
There's Sebastian Aho.
50-50 in the face-off circle through 2 periods. Obviously can't get any closer. Let's see if Aho can win this one.
3 shots. He's got the lone goal here tonight. Assisted by Ehlers and Jarvis. Aho and Jarvis, 6-game point streaks now to start this season. Carolina 5-0-0, and this is going to be icing on Vegas.
Now Aho is able to switch sides and call his dot. So a position of weakness a second ago now becomes potentially a position of strength. Against Eichel once again.
The defense, Miller and Walker. Ehlers and Jarvis flanking Aho. Eichel to take the draw, and the Canes win it. Miller dives down. Looking for an outlet, he goes low to high. Walker goes back across. It's Aho. Miller! He was headhunting that one and didn't miss by much, but the shot comes out of the zone. Walker with a bullet pass sent across. Now crisscrossing with it is Ehlers. Ehlers trying to make a move to the middle of the ice, but Saad will knock it down, and Saad plays it out for Barbashev. Vegas gets a clear. And now Barbashev comes up with a turnover on Miller and scores. Ivan Barbashev creates the opportunity, and it's a 3-1 game. Vegas back on top by 2.
Did Miller lose his footing, or was there any type of infraction on the play? He just caught a rut. Good non-call. Tries to tight turn and take a peek in the process. Burns a tire. Barbashev, with his pressure, gets rewarded for it. See the way that Barbashev changed his point of contact with his stick, first the outside and then to the inside, the quick release to score.
No assists. Now this rolls back in the zone. Anderson helps it around. Stankoven will deliver it out. In center ice, cross corner. Allows Blake to go after it. Canes will cut it off along the boards. Hall trying to play it back for Legault out of his reach. Like Riley to it for Jackson Blake. Right back into the Vegas zone. Canes comeback effort a little harder now, trailing 3-1 with 8:20 remaining here in this third period for Barbashev, his third goal. We'll bring this puck all the way back into the Vegas zone with 8:19 remaining in this third period.
Well, Jarvis had the best chance from Ehlers to tie the game at 2. Vegas is now extended, so now is when you're going to start activating your defense, and you're in the territory where you have to start taking some chances with a 2-goal deficit.
8:15 remaining. Vegas into the Kane zone. Chatfield. Watch there by Holtz. There now a giveaway by Nikishin coming in. Anderson makes the save. Penalty coming up as Colton Sissons with the effort there on the giveaway. 7:59 left in the third. Canes had momentum, but Barbashev creating as an unfortunate loss of an edge leads to a 3-1 lead for Vegas.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
This party's getting crazy. Are those mini horses? And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar?
Heads up!
Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs.
Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
7:59 to go here in the third period in Vegas. The Golden Knights up 3-1, and Alexander Nikishin in the box for this trip.
He gets caught trying to recover a clear-cut slash on Sissons, as Sissons is going forehand, backhand, and you'll start with Stahl and Martinook up front. They don't create quite the number of shorthanded chances that Jarvis and Aho do, but they create plenty. Martinook, as a matter of fact, was in the top 10 in the NHL last year in shorthanded chances offensively.
Had already a couple this young season trip. Canes could use one now. Vegas on the power play tonight. 0 for 3 with just one shot. That is saying something. There was a power play that came in 9 of 24. Here's Miller to the puck. He puts it on the tape of Martinook. He'll go into the corner. Better look at what Martinook does there to create a bit more of a disruption for this Vegas power play. And he'll settle it down. Eichel with it. Doesn't like what he sees, so he'll drift back to his blue line. He'll rim this one hard in the Kane zone. Dorothea able to get to it, but Stahl finds the puck and just flips that one out. And Carolina can change their forward group. Walker gets it in deep, and the deep pair changes up as well as Aho. You gotta go. Almost had a a chance to take advantage of Schmidt being a little lackadaisical with the puck there. Vegas, the attack zone, drop for Eichel. He's got room, creates some. His pass knocked away by Chatfield. Chatfield knocks it away again, side of the net. Trying to find Marner, and that pass can't connect. And here comes Carolina. Aho trying to feed it to Jarvis. Back for Chatfield. Chatfield. Here's a chance for Carolina with a backhand chance as Riley with an outstanding opportunity all the way up from his defensive position.
Really good look from Chatfield to locate Riley and put the pass in a position where he could skate right into it for the chance.
Now Aho with it again, trying to feather that one through. It'll find its way out in front as Walker trying to connect there with Jarvis. He's going to rag the puck a bit. Miller can't clear, kept in. Now we get a second chance to clear in this one. He'll bank off of the Vegas Golden Knight forward, Riley Smith. Barbashev. He'll lose it. Jarvis, what has he got left in the tank on this one? Watched by Carlson. Kokiniemi reaches for it. And out of the box comes Nikishin. And Carolina's penalty killers are 4 for 4 tonight. 0 shots for this Vegas power play. With or without Mark Stone in the lineup for Vegas, that is an impressive effort for the penalty killers for Carolina here this evening. They keep it a 2-goal game. 5:35 left here in the third. And they get one quick here. Svechnikov with it. He goes across the ice. A chance for Stahl. That long shot is wide. It'll come all the way back into the Kane zone. And Charles Alexis Legault goes back to get it.
I like seeing Andrei Svechnikov hold on to pucks like he just did. He held on, recognized Jordan Stahl was just starting his shift, and created a good opportunity.
Now deflected into the Vegas zone. There's Stahl. Stick grab there by Lazon. Play it. Chatfield fills the gap from his defensive position. They scrum for it. Vegas is able to clear that out. It's Kolasar. Kolasar with a step in the Kane zone. Under 5 minutes left here in the third period. As the Canes get this out. Good work there by the captain to get it in deep and change up. Now what's on the line? Carolina, the only unblemished team left here in the regular season. The last of the unbeatens in any way, shape, or form. Vegas hasn't lost in regulation. They're 4-0-2 on the year.
Yeah, you're already, if you get offensive zone possession, you're not generating a ton. You're thinking about lifting Freddie Anderson. If you get possession, down not 1 but 2 goals.
Stan Golden. No reach for this one, but Mitch Marner had other ideas. McNabb to it. Throws it to the empty portion of the ice away from Dorofiev. And the Canes. There's your puck possession. They'll get it in deep. Now can they hang on to it? It's taken away. Eichel falls down. Hall, he'll sweep it. One couldn't get the shot through. Pass, he had to reach a little behind him. Canes will keep it in. 3:43 left here in the third period. Stankoven behind the net. Hall goes to help him. Played around Taylor Hall, but Blake will get to it. His centering attempt is deflected away by Theodore. And then this is going to be touched by Nikishin, so no icing. The clock keeps ticking here at T-Mobile Arena. Alexander Nikishin. He'll play this up. Canes. A little bit of a change. Aho comes on, but bouncing puck knocked down. Here's Carlson with a backhand. Anderson with a stout save. Another chance here. That's kicked away on the offering from Smith. That was a textbook, old school kick save. 3 minutes left to go here in this third period. Carolina down 2. They need something here. Chatfield deflects this pass. It goes over the glass into the netting. We'll come back for the final 2:51 of regulation. Canes need 2 goals in that time.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their T-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
For more than 20 years, Lenovo has called North Carolina home, powering technology that drives progress and connects our communities to the world. That same innovation fuels the fan experience at Lenovo Center, home of the Carolina Hurricanes. From the roar of the crowd to the speed on the ice, Lenovo is proud to capture and celebrate every moment with Canes fans. Together, we're building a future of energy, excitement, and connection. Learn more at Lenovo.com.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
For the Canes, they enjoyed their time in California, sweeping their way through San Jose, Anaheim, and LA. The second half of this road trip, though, a little bit different, starting here in Vegas. Golden Knights up 3-1. We'll be in Colorado on Thursday, then Dallas on Saturday. Every game right here on FanDuel Sports Network.
This has been a good hockey game, plain and simple. I would say to this point that, pretty even hockey game. I think Anderson's had to deal with the tougher chances. When I look at it, it's in its entirety. Freddie's been dialed in. How quickly can you advance the puck about 200 feet and get Freddie to the bench here?
Now Vegas wins the draw, so it'll have to wait. Theodore's shot right into the catching glove of Anderson. He'll hang on. So here's what is on the line again for Carolina. 5-0 to start this year. And as you take a look, 5-0 this year, 9-0 in 21-22, 5-0 in 2019-20. The Whalers in 95-96 went to 4-0. As we resume play inside with it behind the net. And what needs to be noted there is Rod Brindamore has been behind the bench for all 3 of those 5-0 starts. Trying to get to 6-0. Anderson heads to the bench. His shot heads to Schmidt, and he'll hang on.
That is a smart decision by Ehlers. He shot that puck knowing that high to the glove, Schmidt would have to take a whistle. Allows you to lift your goaltender, take your time out if you want to, but you're not going to take it. You'd ideally make it 3-2 and then have it in your back pocket, but Ehlers was trying to get a whistle there.
And one more note on that hot start to the season. Only Dave Tippett and Jacques Lemaire, the other coaches in NHL history, have 3 separate 5-0 starts to an NHL campaign. And what they've been able to do. South Carolina works this one back in as it clears out of the zone. Empty net. Anderson on the bench. Canes trailing 3-1. Ehlers work it back. Walker with the keep it. Canes going to go low to high. Looking for options here. Walker goes side. Ehlers out in front. Schmidt gets a piece of this. Svechnikov in the bump. Turning with his Jarvis. Svechnikov lets one go, and Schmidt making a save and trip. Not to bury the lead here, but Akira Schmidt came into this game as Aiden Hill was injured way back in the first period, coming in cold, and he's done a good job holding the fort.
He has done a very fine job, and so far there'll be a timeout here. So far his biggest save of the night was the one he made early in the period. Ehlers to Jarvis would have tied the game at 2. Andrei Svechnikov hasn't been rewarded, but he's taken some steps in this game, some positive steps.
This is how we got to the score. Jack Eichel with the fortunate deflection off of Keandre Miller. And then what a play here by Pavel Dorofeev. He is just turning into a marvelous player. Kane's only goal right there, Sebastian Aho, and then maybe a slash there by Barbashev, but he still finishes. It's a maybe. It's a play on. You want it if it's your team.
I look at it, and the stick doesn't come far off the ice. There's no doubt that as Miller's taking a look to figure out what he's going to do with the puck, catches a rut or just something goes wrong with that tight turn. So I understand there was a little bit of a slashing infraction, but I can live with the call. If Carolina scored a goal like that, I would. I think it was the referee was in a perfect spot.
Again, easiest way if it's your team you want it to play on. Canes win the draw. Back to Miller. We'll do it again. False start on the draw. Anytime you look at that play, you don't think that it's a slash on your team.
I don't think that whether you'd argue slash or not, I don't think it impacted the tight turn that caused Miller to lose his footing.
That is the important part there, is you saw that tight turn. Either way, the Canes are down 2 goals right now. That's in the past. You got to think about the present. How can the Canes get one before the minute mark with an empty net? Anderson is on the bench for the extra attacker. Marner will get it out. Carlson takes aim for the empty net and scores. William Carlson makes this a 4-1 game as he bangs that one into the empty net with 1:37 left to go here. It's now a 4-1 Vegas lead.
Vegas, even with their excellent start, not quite as good as Carolina's. Nobody's was as good as Carolina's coming into this game. But they hadn't gotten in front of games until their game Saturday against Calgary. And they were able to get in front of the game in the first period for the second consecutive evening. And it's tough to chase. It's been a good hockey game. Easily could have been 2-2. Now Vegas will go on the road, and that'll be featured in Carolina after Florida with a home victory.
8 days from now, these two teams, October 28th in Carolina, but between that.
There'll be a high stick here to Vegas. Not sure if there's an injury on the play, so the Hurricanes will be going back on the power play.
Mike Riley checking right there. There's the call for high sticking. Riley looks no worse for wear. As Colton Sissons heads to the box for Carolina. It'll be their 4th power play. And a Powerball power play for Carolina with 1:21 to go here. Chance to finish with a power play goal. Stankoven. That's drawn deep. Riley Smith can't clear it, so the Canes can keep it in. There's a chance. Mike Ryder to Hall. Wanted to get it back to Stankoven, but can't. Walker will keep it in. Good work by Stankoven to get it to Svechnikov. He'll move it around for Hall.
Right, everyone. 1 to go in the period.
Riley, now Hall. Looking for some real estate. Riley's shot doesn't get through. Knocked down to the slot. Stankoven turns. Schmidt was ready as Taylor Hall was out in front. Now another chance by Riley. That'll be blocked away. Walker to it. 40 seconds remaining here. Stankoven. He gets it back. Looking with it is Walker. Walker to Svechnikov, and that's blocked by Whitecloud. Back for Riley. Now Hall. And sent it crosswind there by Walker, and Schmidt will close that one into the body and hang on.
You have to prepare, even if you're going to be the backup goaltender, like you're going to play. And with that early injury to Hill, Schmidt, I don't think has had the degree of difficulty that Anderson's had, but he has been very efficient. Good rebound control like he just had.
Canes trying to get to this puck with 20 seconds left in the game, down 4-1, but power play opportunity here. Stankoven group staying on the ice. Svechnikov goes across. Stankoven doesn't have a stick. Nothing he can do with that. 7 seconds left. Vegas clears this to center ice. Svechnikov. He drags it over the blue line, and that'll be offside on Carolina.
You know, as you go 5-1 to to Denver tomorrow. You'll stay overnight here, a team dinner tomorrow night in preparation for the game against the Avalanche. For me, the biggest positive takeaway in this game has been the Aho line, how they look tonight.
Now the horn goes, and for the first time this season, the Carolina Hurricanes are not on the winning side of the scoreboard. Vegas takes this one 4-1.
Two outstanding teams. Key injuries on both sides, including Hill leaving the game early, but I mean, no Slave and no Gostisbehere, no Mark Stone for Vegas, and